Good morning and welcome to the daily Securities Markets Update. Beginning with the Asian session today, we had three economic releases from Australia which had a notable impact on the Aussie dollar across the board. The positive news came in from the AIG Construction Index, which improved to 52.6 in July, up from 51.8, which is the second monthly reading above the 50 key level since 2013. However, the bad news came in from the jobs report. The employment change unexpectedly declined by or fell by 0.3 thousand jobs in July, comparing to an increase of 14.9 thousand in new jobs in June, despite the fact that the estimates were to add more than 13,000 new jobs. As a result, the unemployment rate increased sharply to 6.4% in July, up from 6%, while it had been expected also to remain stable at 6%. Therefore, the Aussie fell across the board following the news, declining the most against the US dollar, the euro, the British pound, with more than a 0.8% of a decline each. As for the European session today, there are two economic releases in addition to two central banks' decisions, which likely also to have another notable impact on the markets. Beginning with the economic releases, the German industrial production is expected to rise by 1.4% in June after a sharp decline of 1.8% in May. In France, the trade balance deficit is expected to widen slightly to 5 billion euros in June, up from 4.9 billion in May. And as for the central bank's decision, the Bank of England is likely to keep the current policy unchanged, the interest rate to remain stable at 0.5%, while the asset purchases to remain unchanged at £375 billion. As for the ECB, and despite the recent slowing down in the Eurozone with more and more bad numbers, in addition to the shocking recession in Italy, the ECB is unlikely to intervene in this meeting. However, Mario Draghi is likely to wait on the euro further during the press conference with more and more dovish tone. As for the US session today, there are two economic releases from Canada and the US. In Canada, the IVEY PMI, or the manufacturing PMI, is expected to rise above the 50 key level toward 54.1 in July, up from 46.9 in June, which would be the first increase above the 50 key level or the first expansion in 2 months. In the US, the jobless claims may rise slightly to 305,000 last week, up from 302,000 the week before. This is it for today. You can follow us on our social media sites, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube to get the latest economic releases, reports, and analysis. Thank you for watching.